nutritionist based in Jakarta, and we also have Regina, who is a nutritionist based in Bangalore. So, and we have Jyoti, who's our moderator come facilitator, who will be taking this forward. So Jyoti, all yours.
Thank you, Poonam. Well, I think everybody by now knows Geeta really well, and most of us who are watching the show today have attended the first session which Geeta conducted on intermittent fasting. Actually, this is a succession to that because there were lots and lots of requests talking about, all right, we are now understanding what is intermittent, but what to eat in intermittent. So as a result, we went back to Geeta and we requested, and she was very, very obliging and nice to us and said she'll go ahead and do this. So basically, this is an event for that. Geeta, as everybody knows, is a known nutritionist. She's a diabetologist, been practicing for many, many years. She has a lot of clients in India and Jakarta, and everybody knows how to reach her. She has a website and she's very regular on that. With Regina, this is, I think, the first event which we are doing together. Dr. Regina is a passionate advocate of lifestyle medicines. She's one of India's most ardent champions of transforming healthcare with therapeutic lifestyle changes. She's helped thousands of people reverse chronic diseases, conditions, and thereby transform their quality of life. Dr. Regina believes in liberating healthcare from fads, tips, and tricks. Instead, her focus is on building healthcare systems that empower each individual to take control of their lives and health improvement. Her lifestyle medicine solutions are based on robust, scientifically validated knowledge and deep insights gathered from decades of practice and research. So we have two really, masters in their own regime to talk about intermittent and what to eat. So I think this should be a great and nice discussion. We are very happy to invite any of your questions, doubts, concerns. Please use the chat or just raise your hand and we'll pick it up from here. Yeah. Geeta, I cannot see you. I want to see your glowing face. Everybody's been saying you're glowing.
No, but am I not visible?
Absolutely, you're totally visible, Geeta.
Looking very beautiful.
Of course not. Please don't embarrass.
As you know, the first session was a great success. Everybody kind of really enjoyed your conversation and education that you imparted with all of us. The next question after that was, all right, we agree we want to do intermittent, whether it's 12 hours, 14, 16, each to its own, but what to eat so that it is effective rather than just, binge in those eating hours and just ruin the impact of intermittent. So that was the idea of having today's workshop, and you're the best person to tell us. Pavni says, love your neck piece, by the way.
I thought getting so bored, so let me wear something because I know this lockdown is not going to finish and I'll have to be homebound. So I just managed to please myself by taking out something.
Very nice.
So when we spoke about intermittent fasting, how should we fast and what all we get in the body, etc., etc. After that, on the same day, I got some 6, 7, 8, 9 people questioning what to eat. So I immediately called up Poonam and we decided that we should have a session on what should be eaten because that is as important. It is as important on what to eat. No matter. Now I have a data of around 61 people I have already spoken to who are doing intermittent fasting, who are doing 16/8, whatever suits them. It doesn't matter. And believe me, around 40% of them have not lost weight. So why? That was, first I thought before collecting the data, no, that once you have intermittent fasting, you will definitely lose weight and look awesome. But it was not like that. Oh. And when I spoke deeply to them after that session, I have been speaking to so many of my clients and others also who are not my clients and who have followed intermittent fasting, that why they have not lost weight. So before we decide about that, what should you eat, I just want to go through that. I know we all are in college, but I'll go to class 1 again, just to explain in a very simple way.
Yeah, even easier for people who just joined this session and have not attended the last session.
Yes. So I know there are many new people also, and as you know that intermittent fasting is actually taking up a lot of, I mean, you know, I have some 2 more talks in Canada this month itself, only on intermittent fasting. I think after Poonam gave me that first chance, I have really read a lot and I have gone through it a lot. So, you know, I'm feeling happy that I know a lot about it. So
Great.
this is not a fad diet or something. This is a style. So intermittent fasting basically will not tell you what to eat.
Yeah.
It will basically tell you what to eat. When to eat is more important here. What to eat is not important. Sorry, I didn't say properly. So intermittent fasting is all about when to eat. This is the main thing. Now I have got these clients who have not lost weight. So I went to the depth and I studied them. I spoke to them many times. So before we start about what should we eat, I just want to tell you how the carbohydrates are metabolized. Again, going back to class 1. When you eat food, suppose you're eating chapati, you put it in your mouth along with vegetable, along with whatever. So when you are trying to make it, you're eating it, how they say that, you know, it should be eaten at least 30 times, whatever it goes in your mouth. It should become like water. Why? Because the first process of digestion starts in the mouth itself. You have got saliva. So the saliva produces an enzyme which starts breaking the carbs. It's just 5%, you know, 5% of the whole thing, which starts there. So remember to eat your food well, don't gulp it. You have seen so many people who gulp food and then they have different sufferings. Then it goes in the stomach because while it is traveling from the mouth to the food pipe, the esophagus, it reaches the stomach. Only little digestion happens in your mouth. So first thing is that we must eat our food very slowly. Just enjoy the food. Full 100% attention should be paid on how you're eating. You should be eating slowly. How all the Rishi Munis in India also say that you should drink your food and eat your liquids. Actually, they are right. I think they know the best science, it looks like. So once your stomach gets the food, then the peristalsis of the stomach, you know, it starts churning the food. The stomach acids, they come. And here that maltose, which is digested in the mouth, that thing, that amylase will not work because the stomach has the acid, which is the main thing, which is now helping the whole food. Now it turns into a chime, like a bolus, you know. How we say in Hindi, kaur, ek kaur hota hai na, jaise. So the same way it goes in the stomach and it keeps on, you know, churning it. It's like a blender. The stomach is like a blender. Now the food goes into the first part of small intestine. Here all the process starts. Now the pancreas also start giving its juices, and then the bile duct also releases biles. This process takes some time, and even that the intestine villi is there, that small hair-like structure which is inside the small intestine, they also release some enzymes through the body. Everything goes there now. Now the sugar is there, you know, the sugar starts getting metabolized slowly. From there, disaccharides gets to monosaccharides and then simple single glucose, which is now ready to go in your blood. So now the sugar goes in the blood. Simple. When it goes in the blood, and we have spoken once about diabetes also, that time the insulin also gets a sense that how much sugar is going in the blood, and exactly the insulin releases that much. The pancreas releases insulin, and then every cell in every cell, the sugar goes. Then the insulin also goes. They both go together, and inside the cell now it is full of energy. Each cell is full of energy. I'll come to this later when I talk about the cell. The mitochondria, the storehouse of a cell, which is our energy level, which is our full energy. Basically, you know, when we are intermittent fasting, when we are in the fasting hours, that time this mitochondria, whichever is not doing well, you know, the not so good cells, the not so healthy cells, they die. That autophagy, I told you, that eat themselves, they are eaten up by the system so that, you know, the new ones come. When the new ones come, that's the reason we feel very great and fresh when we have intermittent fasting done. So anyway, so the cells get their glucose with the help of insulin, and they are doing well. That's fine. Now, the remaining glucose, where does it go? Okay, it goes to the liver. It stores as glycogen. It is stored there, so that whenever we are fasting, how you used to know that Rishi Munis, they used to fast for a month. Their livers full of glycogen, lot of glucose stores. It goes there. Now again, where is the extra glucose still left? Because today I have eaten gulab jamun because I thought I'm doing intermittent fasting, I can eat it.
Yeah.
So that extra sugar turns into fats
Correct.
and it goes and gets deposited in the fat cells. I'm not telling you exactly very technically, I'm just telling you a simple way so that we understand it clearly, so that everybody understands. Now this thing it's stored in the liver. It is also going in the bloodstream. Now comes the fatty acids. They are full of fats. Your liver is already full of fats, glucose, everything. We are totally full. Then second things, if there is so much of fat coming in those 8-hour window when we are really eating and feasting, enjoying ourselves. Arey yaar, I have done a 16-hour thing. Now I'll have this, I'll have this. Then anyway, this comes later, that the liver get into those fatty acids. Fatty liver you have. Fatty liver is non-alcoholic fatty liver due to high consumption of carbohydrates. That problem also comes. So my clients who have not lost weight, what did they do? They ate everything, all
Yeah.
the sweets, all. If you're supposed to have 2 rotis, then they won't have 2, they'll have 4. अरे हमने 16 घंटे हम लोगों ने fast किया है.
It's a
So
psychological play.
believe me, it all goes to dogs.
Correct.
It doesn't work. Then intermittent fasting से तो अच्छा है. It's better that you have a small 1,000 or 1,200 calorie food and don't do intermittent fasting.
Correct.
So the first thing you should not eat is high carbohydrates. The process of carbohydrate digestion will finally give you more fat cells, might give you fatty liver, non-alcoholic, and make you more worse. So the first thing we should take care of is that we should not have too many carbs. That is the main thing, because here all my clients have failed. So many of them have failed because they thought it's okay, I'll have ice cream in the night because she finishes, by 8 they are finished, they are done with their desserts also. Now so much of dessert, how will the body metabolize? You
Correct.
understand? So now you cannot do that. So please don't think that you can feast when you have when you are say 16 and 8 intermittent fasting. That how comes there? Wow, yeah, I have done it. Now I can do everything. Don't get into that wrong trap. That's very, very important. And now few foods which are really helpful, in intermittent fasting. I have written
Just to
down.
reiterate what you said is that
Sorry.
when you're doing, just to reiterate what you've said, when you're doing intermittent, you haven't eaten for, let's say, 16 hours.
14 to 16 hours. 14 to 16.
14 to 16 hours, right? Which is
Yes.
a very long span.
Yes.
And then the mindset is, oh, I haven't eaten for so long. So now my 8-hour or my 6-hour window, I can just eat whatever I want. Whether it's sugars, whether it's carbs, whether it's fried, whatever it is. So I think it's the mindset which tells me, okay, now it's my eating window. And then I'm not watchful of what I'm eating.
Somebody is asking, so now we can't eat rice, chapati, bread. I did not say that. What I want to say that if you don't eat this, then what will you eat? Of course, you need to eat, but don't put lots of carbohydrates in your food. Not at all.
So basically, you're not eating carbs for the 24-hour window. You're eating carbs. So sometimes the mindset
complex carbs.
Yes, that I haven't eaten for 16 hours, so let me catch up on that food in this 8 hours. That's not how it works.
So now talking about complex carbohydrate digestion. How you know that you eat simple carbs which have sugar and sugar syrup and all these kind of things involved? That goes this way. So now when you take complex carbs, then what happens that the sugar does not rise so quickly. There is no insulin, lots of insulin, which can be a nice good chapati, which can be your normal brown rice. It can be your oats. Why? Because these complex carbohydrates also have fiber with them. These fibers, when they go down, all the gut good bacteria, they rely on them. It's their food. And plus, as you know, fiber also helps in reducing our bad cholesterol because, as I had told you last time, it's like you sweep your system with fiber. Everything is cleaned. All the extra fats is cleaned. That's why, I was insisting on that we all must have at least half an avocado every day. Why? Because the monounsaturated fats in it helps in lowering all our lipid profile. So the body starts getting healthy. So whoever, in fact, I was going through all this and I realized that we all should do intermittent fasting once or twice a week. It's a good idea. This is this new study which talks about intermittent fasting. There's a bacteria, Akkermansia. I'm sure, Rajani, you must be aware. Yeah. So this bacteria lives in our intestine, the gut area. When we are fasting, during the fasting times, this bacteria, what does this do? This starts eating the mucosa line of our intestine, the internal intestine. So because it needs food, so it starts eating the mucosa line, and then what happens? The mucosa line regenerates.
Oh.
Once something is gone, it has to replace with a new thing. How the snake removes its skin and the new thing comes, when a new thing comes, it's bright and better. So those who have got leaky gut, those who have IBS or any stomach related issue, if they do intermittent fasting, it really helps because that gut bacteria lives on mucosa and it starts eating it. So what happens? You get a fresh one. And when you get a fresh one, of course, they are better. They are the new one. So they will take care that what to throw in the system, what not to throw in the system, and what to just take it away. So you will be actually in a new way. You can be younger. How they say that after a bypass surgery, a person becomes absolutely young. Of course, because now there's a different place. The heart is receiving from a different line. So that line is totally clear. This happens. So, I really suggest this intermittent fasting.
Geeta, coming from where you're saying that you have to do intermittent, or you should rather do it maybe if for beginners, let's say twice a week. Now, when you do twice a week, do you do 2 together consecutive days, or you can have
it's
a
not
gap?
important. It's not important. It's not.
Does that still work in terms of rejuvenating your system and
Yes,
body?
of course, it works because those
Once
24
on Monday,
hours.
once on Friday, it still works.
It's absolutely working. Yes, because that thing has happened in those 24 hours. You understand? Again, when you start eating, it can be the next day or it can be some other day. There is no issue in such a thing. You can always carry on together or the way you like it. But it's really for those people who really don't want to do intermittent fasting, I still suggest, if nothing, 2 to 3 days a month we must do. Because now as we are studying more and the things are going on, intermittent fasting is proving better day by day. It really helps.
One can start with probably 12 hours, move on to 14, once a week, twice a week.
You should start. You should start, and you can skip. As the question says, should we skip breakfast or lunch? Suit yourself. Absolutely. All my clients have different times.
Yeah.
Of course, the sleeping time is included.
Correct.
I think we have some technical difficulties on Geeta's end.
In your fasting, because that's an easy fasting. I have to do that. We just want that you should fast for 14 to 16 hours.
So Geeta, what is a better time to fast? Is it you should skip dinner? Is that a better way to do it?
No. You should not skip dinner. You should keep your eating window in the evening till 7 or till 8. That is really good because that helps you sleep better. That helps you digest all the food you have eaten, and that helps you losing weight. So the good idea is you can start from morning 11 or 12. Of course, somebody has asked, you cannot have breakfast because naturally, if you have breakfast at 11 or 12, when will you eat your lunch? So a good idea is like a brunch, which is like lunch and breakfast together. Good idea is you should start at 11 or 12 and continue till 7 or 8 in the evening, and that's it. And you get wonderful results. In fact, after speaking to Poonam, I also tried it few days, just to see how does it feel, because this is gaining so much of importance, this topic. So believe me, I always thought that I love my tea and I cannot survive without my morning tea. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And actually because of Poonam, you don't know how much I have read about it. Because of course I have very less people who fast, but now since it's gaining so much of popularity, I went deep into it. And now it is one of my main subjects. Thank you, Poonam, for graduating me. So,
Geeta, you mentioned tea. So you don't even have tea?
No.
What about green tea?
What I'm trying to say is I thought that I cannot start my day. I cannot speak to any of my clients till I have my cup of tea. And to my surprise, nothing such happened. I thought that it might take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but it did not. You know why? I think there's one more thing. We are mentally very strong human beings. We all immediately adapt to the new things. Once I have told my mind, no, this is good for you. Forget it. Believe me, I did not even think. Like otherwise, everybody knows that how much I love my Indian tea with all the masalas and antioxidants I put, etc., etc. I did not miss it at all, and I could do the intermittent fasting very easily. I mean to tell you all should also do it. Except if you have a medical condition, then it's better to do under somebody, under a doctor or under a nutritionist who can guide you on your diabetes, blood pressure, etc., etc. So, okay, coming to the food, I would suggest half an avocado every day because they help you increase your HDL. They again help you lower your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. HDL is the good cholesterol, and they can remove the excess triglycerides and cholesterol from your blood, make you perfectly healthy. So this is one thing I would suggest. And then
So
for
Geeta,
the
sorry to
non-vegetarian,
interrupt, but how long did you do intermittent fasting? Number one, what did you eat and how much weight did you lose?
so okay, I don't mind telling you this first. I did it for some 8-9 days, and I made my husband also do. I lost less than 2 kilos,
Oh,
but
wow.
the good part is I was extremely energetic.
And you did 16 hours.
I did 15 hours, not 6. I could not reach 16 because, my dinner would not finish before 7 because of the lifestyle we have. We are so busy. My husband is also busy. So we ended up our dinner 7:30 onwards, something like that. Anyway, the main thing is I felt very energetic. And all these things what were on my mind that I can't live without this food. Nothing happened. Nothing happens. It actually works. But then I stopped it because it was fine. I just was trying.
It was an
So,
experiment.
for those people who are non-vegetarians, I would really recommend fish because of the omega contents.
Correct.
Because this is going to define your body still better. You understand? So, for the non-vegetarians, I would suggest this. And for the vegetarians, Poonam, remember we shared that soup on the cooking thing?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what you can do is any soup you're having, you can saute the onion and garlic since it is now immunity boosting time, and we can add some moringa leaves to it also. And the other day I had shared with you all was the palak, the spinach. So add the spinach to the this onion and garlic, and now you please add 3 different type of seeds. We can add sesame seeds 1 teaspoon. We can add flax seeds 1 teaspoon. We can add sunflower seeds 1 teaspoon. These all are the vegetarian omegas. With the help. And now you boil your put water, boil your soup. When you blend the soup, then the thickness also comes because of these seeds.
Very nice.
And
It's
not
very
only that, you get all the
easy.
omegas. Since you're doing the intermittent fasting, remember, all the cells of your body are like a dry sponge. A dry sponge. So when you put water or any colored water to the dry sponge, it grabs the whole thing. And when you're not doing intermittent fasting, then that sponge, that means your cells in the body are already in the pool of so many things. There is carb, there is this, but because you're eating all the time, everything. So this is like a dry sponge, and the moment you eat whatever you want to eat, it will immediately trick it. It will immediately grasp and distribute it to the body. So my big suggestion is do not take outside food.
Yeah.
Do not eat something which you're not aware of what oils are used, how fresh is the thing, and how many vitamins, proteins, etc., macro and micronutrients are in your food. When you are doing intermittent fasting, do it with home food only. Because whatever you will take, it will grasp and the body will get only that. So why not give the body the best of everything?
And I think right
Okay,
now is a
so-
good time because we're all in lockdown and most of us are eating home food. Everybody's kind of cooking very fresh.
Yeah,
so-
this is a good time to do intermittent
Right,
fasting
right.
because we have no choice but eating only home food.
Correct. Correct.
So
Geeta, there are
then
two
the
things which have come
cruciferous,
up. Just a minute.
cruciferous
I'm going to
vegetables, we must
share
have more.
something.
Why these? Sorry.
Sorry, there are a couple of questions which have come in connection to what you've just mentioned.
Tell
and
me,
we'll go
please
back
tell me,
to you.
because
So
later I don't want to take the
I have
stage
heard-
from Rachika. I want to know now.
Archana says that some people
I
say
can
that
read.
14 hours don't work.
Wait, I'll read it out. What if we are diabetics? So
Yeah,
yes, there's a problem with diabetics. You're
We
right.
spoke about it last time.
Diabetics, they're not diabetics. cannot really do fasting without somebody's help. They can.
Correct.
They can.
Correct.
It's not difficult. It's not impossible. It can be done, but they should be under somebody. Like I have 2 or 3 diabetics who are doing with me, and we have decided that when we get the hyperglycemia, when we get the hyperglycemia for a couple of days is not a very big deal, but hypoglycemia has to be dealt with because the brain cannot live without glucose. And if
Yeah.
the brain does not get glucose and you are into a deep hypoglycemia where my clients even get 30, the sugar is 30 also, which is so less. So then we don't want that. Diabetics can always do it. In fact, if you have a type 2 diabetes, which is related with lifestyle, you can easily help yourself because the insulin sensitivity increases and your type 2 diabetes can actually get better. Remember, Poonam, we had spoken about that England journal with doctor last time, where that journal also proves, yes, it helps in the type 2 diabetes.
In fact, Neeta, there is a question from Mansha because she is a diabetic on insulin and she has been putting in some questions. Maybe you could read.
I'm reading it. I'll just read it because it's easier. Some people say 14 hours does not work. No, even 12 hours work. It works. It's not like that. So now there is another question from Mansha that I'm doing this diet and I did 12 hours for 2 days and then 14 hours for 2 days and then 16, 20 and then 24 hours.
24
okay,
also.
And I didn't take any dairy products, sweet things, no fruits, no gluten. So is it okay? I'm a diabetic on insulin. Now, diabetic on insulin, as you all know, I specialize in. This is a very important thing to say that how much insulin are you taking for your meal? The person, now if you're taking insulin, are you taking Lantus insulin and the Novarapid also? I don't know. What are you doing? Because people who are totally dependent on insulin, their Lantus insulin also decreases. And the insulin which we use only for food, for the bolus insulin, also has to be reduced as per the diet. So a diabetic can easily do it, provided somebody is taking care of it or somebody is, looking after it. So I just want to know from Mansha that what happened then? Did she lose weight or what happened?
Do we have Mansha, I think, online, right? Poonam, can we
Mansha, can you unmute yourself?
Yes. So let's ask her how did it happen with her?
Yeah. But I think we also reiterated very clearly last time that any intermittent, whether you have a condition or you don't, please do it under guidance.
Okay, she's saying that I take insulin only at night, so I'm expecting it must be only Lantus. Mansha, is it right? Do you take Lantus or do you take that Novarapid for quick action?
So Mansha's video is off, which is why you cannot see her.
Okay, she can always write which insulin. I just want to know.
Typing, that's fine.
No, I take it at night, and I went for this diet. I did it quite regularly for 3-4, almost 1 month and more, I think. And I lost about 3-4 kilos. It was really, I mean, in the beginning was difficult. Then when the second round of it I took, I lost really 3-4 kilos, so it really helped me. Everybody noticed that I had lost weight. I could feel very good, that way. Only then again, I started eating. At least I'm maintaining, but not too much. But I avoid sweet. Main is the sweet things, gluten. That is the main thing, and dairy products.
Okay. One of the main thing is insulin. Insulin is a hormone which increases your weight. Always remember. So when we do fasting in these 14 hours or 16 hours, that means your body is not getting an insulin spike. And when your body does not get insulin spike, that means you are not putting on weight. So it is like fasting. That's why I was telling that, okay, we should have these cruciferous vegetables also, which is broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. Why? Because there's a lot of fiber. The more fiber you have in your diet, the less insulin is secreted from pancreas, so you become thin. If you promise me that, okay, I'll be on this diet, but I'll have only fiber all the time, most of the time, see, very high fiber will give you those gases and all, that is another story, we'll come to it later. So if you say that, I definitely know that there is no insulin spike in your body, you will not put on weight. You will not put on weight. Insulin is a hormone which helps you put on more and more weight. So you should always have the foods, what I'm talking about is, which should have more fiber. For example, if you have oats dalia with lots of vegetables, excellent, you should have it. You have normal dalia, it has gluten, but gluten and intermittent fasting have nothing in common. There's nothing. So you can even have these kind of things. You can have a nice chapati with extra fiber. You can add vegetables inside it. You can have that roughage, which always you get it in the market also. You can add that to it. Have that. If you are having rice and dal, those who have lots of vegetables, some salads also with it, so that if the insulin spike is not there. This is very, very important when you are doing intermittent fasting, because otherwise, it will be wasted. All your efforts will be wasted. Now, another thing is potatoes. I really suggest, they are complex carbohydrates. Please don't think that potatoes only have a bad reputation only when they meet their best friend oil. If potato does not meet its best friend, which is oil, potato is very good. It has got a good character. The characters go bad when they fall in love with each other. So a
Yes.
potato is very healthy. It has got good fiber. Another thing, it gives you a lot of satiety. So the satisfaction when you get of eating potatoes, simple boiled potatoes, it'll keep you full all the time, and it will not let you derail from your intermittent fasting, because so many people don't fast because they say, oh no, हमें तो भूख लग गई थी, we couldn't resist, हमने तो खाना खा लिया. So I like to give potato also, one potato for in your 8-hour window, where you feel satisfied, full, and of course it's really good in taste also.
If it's sweet potato, even better, right?
It is very good.
Yes, so it's even better than a regular potato.
Yes, potatoes, of course. Both the potatoes are very good. Sweet potatoes goes very well with the diabetics also. But the normal potato has got a more bad reputation than it should have.
Yes.
It is really good for health. It is very satisfying also. Now, as
Maybe,
you told,
Geeta, we could even ask Regina, because she gives us all diet plans. Maybe she could suggest what to eat during intermittent fasting.
Sure, please.
I think ma'am is already, yeah. Ma'am is already giving a very practical, pragmatic approach to the whole thing. I was like just observing how she's talking and people's language where they understand it very well. I'll try to make it as natural as possible. Some of these things I wanted to introduce one of these, because he has already given what is good for good during the eating window. I just wanted to introduce few things. I'm also observing intermittent fasting. Though I was not very overweight and things like that over the last after the lockdown happened, I also started putting on some weight. So I started by around March, April, I think. I didn't lose much weight, around 2 kg or something, but I follow circadian rhythm fasting, which means I start eating only by 9, 10. And my eating window is still 4 to 6. So 10 to 6, 10 to 4 or 10 to 6. That's the eating window I follow. I normally follow this particular eating pattern. Girama must be knowing, actually, Walter Longo. He's a biologist and a anti-aging scientist. He's known as the guru of anti-aging. So he comes up with a particular plan which is called FMD, actually fasting mimicking diet, actually. So just what he does is actually he provides 60% carbs. As ma'am said, it's not the regular carbohydrate, the refined carbohydrates which you eat like in the form of sweets and white rice and white bread and all. It's the carbohydrates are coming from vegetables, majorly vegetables, and some fruits actually. So vegetables, as she said, you can also eat potatoes, sweet potatoes, but these potato, along with that, if you're eating rice, that is a problem, because both are carbs. Potato or sweet potato is giving you complex carbohydrate, it's giving you other micronutrients, it's giving you fiber. But if you're eating white rice instead, you're getting only carbs. Right. So the larger portion of your eating window meal should come from large portions of vegetables and fruits. And as she said, I also wanted to add that part, definitely adding fat, good fat, MUFA and PUFA. MUFA is monounsaturated fat, which is majorly seen in olive oil and avocado. Avocado is the natural source. It also comes with a lot of other micronutrients, which can anti-age you. Okay, that is one thing. And also other sources of MUFA and omega-3, which is nuts and seeds. We normally recommend 1 ounce of nuts and 1 ounce of seeds a day. I do eat 2 tablespoons of seeds at any cost and some handful of nuts, because when I start eating carbohydrate, I eat more. I have also observed the same pattern with some of the clients actually. That is something that I wanted to say. And then the third portion is protein. As she said, 10% of he said 60% complex carbohydrate, 30% fat, which is from all these good sources, and 10% from the protein sources. Those protein sources, as she said, non-vegetarians, you can have fatty fish, again, it gives omega-3. And vegetarians, go ahead with, I'm somebody who follows whole food, plant-based eating patterns. So legumes, that dals and beans and those kind of things are ideal. But people who are eating chicken and fish in moderation, they can eat maybe 100 grams or 80 to 100 grams a day. So that's the kind of pattern which we suggest. But, like varies also, ma'am said, morning. These are all habits which is formed in us actually. These are all our response to our thoughts actually. So this intermittent fasting and its benefit, as everybody knows, that it's not just about weight loss. It will kind of take out all the oxidants, the free radicals, which cause damage to your cells. If you're eating 18 hours, you're getting into an autophagic mode. You take out all the unwanted stuff from your body start regenerating process. So that happens when you're also supplementing with the right nutrients actually. So that's very important actually. Diabetic, should I answer? Ma'am already answered diabetic.
In fact, what Regina, you could talk about cravings for snacks, because when you're hungry, you tend to eat whatever is in front of you. How do you manage that?
Yeah, craving is a major issue. This with respect to intermittent fasting, I will talk. Actually, first and foremost, what we need to understand is all these practices have been there with us. Every religion followed some kind of a fasting method to kind of purify us. So that's a part of an evolutionary and adaptive response. Whatever is happening in our body during intermittent fasting is an adaptive response. The same way as ma'am says, it's all conditioning in our mind actually. See, these things actually first has to happen in your brain. Okay, then actually this what do you call that habit formation first happens in our brain. Then you visualize that actually. Then it start implementing in your lifestyle. For this kind of a over craving and excessive this thing, you need to have a plan to get into an intermittent fasting mode. You cannot just suddenly go for an 18 hours fasting. That will not work in the long run. So what you need to be doing is, you need to be starting with a 12 hours fast, then a 14 hours fast, then a 16. So bodies start getting adapted to it actually. That's an adaptive response. Bodies start realizing that I get food only 12 hours. Then I started getting used to it, that adapted. Then you get to 14 hours actually. By the time body understands that, okay, I get only food after 14 hours actually. So that's how you need to be getting into it. Then coming to the science of this craving, especially with the snacks and sweets and things like that, we have seen a lot of people, especially our Indians, are very fond of sweets actually. That happens because there is a huge science behind it. When we feel hungry or craving, that is a time our body is devoid of nutrients actually. It's not just that we're hungry, it's devoid of nutrients. We are a overfed, undernourished population, especially our urban class. Okay, we are overfed. We are eating a lot of sweets, we are eating a lot of carbs, rice, chapati, like parathas, everything. But are we getting enough micronutrients? Ma'am was mentioning about the right balance of macro micronutrients. We are not getting. When you check your plate, you have 3/4 of your plate with fatty food and parathas and chapatis or rice and some curry, and there will be little dal and little vegetable. Is that the way to eat? Shouldn't be. Should be the other way. 3/4 vegetable sources, fruit sources, and like half of it at least vegetable and fruit sources. Other half should be little protein and this thing. So once you are nourished with the right nutrients, your body will start feeling that I'm getting enough nutrients. I'm not hungry anymore. I'm satiated. So that is something which has to come into our lifestyle habits actually. That slowly we have to bring in actually, including large portions of vegetables and fruits, and also this nuts, seeds, so that we get all the nutrients.
So Regina, in India already now the IDA, the Indian Dietetic Association, now is telling about this, that even the 2 teaspoons of sugar is not important in the RDA. Exactly. You know this, the change. Exactly. Now they don't want, because we are already having so many carbs and complex carbs, that they have even eliminated those 2 teaspoons which are compulsory.
Exactly. I have a question for both of you. first of all, let me compliment both of you. Your nuts and seeds is showing, that glow is showing on both the nutritionists' face the most. Both of them are glowing and beautifully lovely skin. I think a lot of us are envious of that. So high time we move on to a lot of nuts and seeds, which we definitely kind of undervalue. And I think that's quite a good snack, you know, since Poonam, you had brought up that question. Somebody here has said that intermittent fasting contradicts the other theory of small meals like 3 to 4 hours. And even in that one, people lose weight. So which one works better and what are the pros and cons? So do we do 3-4 small meals or do we do intermittent?
Yes.
For both of you, for both the nutritionists, because you guys are the masters for this. Because I guess for some people, 3 to 4 small meals every few hours is working even better in losing weight. And for some, it's long hour gaps works. So why and how?
Okay, yeah, I'll answer this.
Okay.
Actually, like, you know, we are actually undervaluing the health benefits of intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is not just for weight loss. As ma'am said, I also have noticed a lot of clients doing intermittent fasting but not losing weight. Okay, because during the eating window they eat a lot, but there are a lot of other benefits associated with intermittent fasting. When you don't have glucose in your body for those 16-18 hours, your body is regenerating. You know, that benefit cannot be just undervalued at any cost. So that is the benefit of intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting coupled with a calorie restriction with the right eating habit will definitely give you weight loss. Right? If you're like ma'am said, if you're eating a lot of sweets and other fatty food during your eating window, there is no benefit of that in intermittent fasting. But for a regular person who doesn't want to go through any of these, it's a pressure. Yeah, I know, like for me also, like I was feeling gastric irritation, multiple things actually. You know, then I shifted to the circadian rhythm fasting. You know, it's working now. It's a pressure, and it's an unwanted pressure for some people, especially working people. Initial phase, it just it takes only 1 month to get adapted to this kind of a lifestyle, but during that 1 month people go through a lot of difficulty. So those kind of people, definitely, if there is a for weight loss alone or if a diabetic control, we can definitely plan in the 3 to 4 meals a day with, as she said, 1,200 or 1,400 calories. So that is, if that is working well, definitely it's good. But both are two different things actually. When it comes to diabetic, you know, sometimes I feel, especially people who are on Lantus and Novorapid, that means a long-standing insulin, and then after each meal you're giving insulin. That kind of people, I feel that 3 meals with a calorie restriction and carb counting, lesser carbs is working well. So it just depends on each person. That is as a nutritionist I'm a medical doctor with you know with a lifestyle medicine practice actually. I'm a degree.
But I also
that
from you, Dr. Regina, is that in the intermittent, the additional benefit you get is you rejuvenate your internal system, which in the 3 to 4 small meals or every few hours eating, weight loss is common for both if watched in the calorie count. Exactly. However, the additional benefit in intermittent is you rejuvenate your entire organs. Am I right, Geeta?
Absolutely, yeah. You're absolutely right.
Okay, okay. So weight loss, if that's the criteria, then you have to choose what you want to do, what works for you. But if it is a holistic thing, then it is all about rejuvenating your system and weight loss. But in both the cases, if you want to lose weight, you have to watch the calorie count.
Exactly.
I think when there are people with chronic diseases, we really sometimes tell them to have intermittent fasting because the whole system gets rejuvenated. The whole system. Now the side effect is, yes, you get some weight loss. But I think we all should try it. Although there are so many studies going on which have to prove so many other things also. But it's a very good idea to have and do intermittent fasting, if nothing, 2-3 days a month. What do you say, Regina? Isn't it?
Excellent. You know, like, you know, this is something which has to be promoted, but I think a lot of people with chronic diseases also needs a guidance, especially with gastritis.
Actually, yes, actually, that's
otherwise, it's for a common person, definitely it's a good idea to.
Archana is asking, what about green juice during IF? During means in those 8-hour window, no? Why not? You can have everything. Not anything which is less than 50 calorie. You can drink during the IF, but I still suggest only water.
Water. I think
There is
last time
black
you said
tea,
the
because
same.
see, if you have black tea and black coffee and etc., nothing for the time being, it will increase the acidity in your stomach, because there's nothing in your stomach. I will not suggest that to have anything other than water. But in that 8-hour window, you have green, yellow, orange, whatever juice you have, it will flow
No,
on your
but
skin. It is lovely.
Archana wants to know, in the 16-hour window, can she have green juice?
That's what I'm saying. She can have, because it is very less caloric. She can have, but I will not call it a complete intermittent fasting then.
Okay.
She might not get the exact what we are claiming, not claiming, but yeah, what we are sure of. She might not get the exact benefits, because यार वो 16 घंटे के लिए जो सो रहा है उसको सोने दो ना, क्यों उठा रहे हो उसको यार?
So
Cells are already into a non-working mode. So why do you want to work? Why do you want them to work for little also? छुट्टी तो छुट्टी, मेड को छुट्टी दे दे, तो we will not call her for 1 hour also. Finish it up.
because
Just
sometimes
a
people
stupid,
feel
funny
they
example.
start getting a bad breath when they don't eat for a few hours, and somebody may put a little bit of sauce in their mouth or one elaichi, because sometimes when you're fasting for long, people tend to get a bad breath.
So there's no answer to it. You can
Is
actually,
that
let me tell you, the
fasting or no fasting?
water which we drink during those 16 hours, it's just like a diamond. And yes, there are people who add lemon to it. If you add lemon and if you're not getting acidity, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Like somebody was telling me that should I break my fast with lemon water? Why? Already the acidity has stomach mein. Again, add more acid. I mean, of course, it is alkaline when it goes inside you, but it does not suit many people also.
Okay.
So I will prefer only water. But
Okay.
if somebody wants to have green juice, it's okay.
Okay. And would you call this a lifestyle change, this intermittent fasting, or is it good for a short term?
Yeah, this can be one of the lifestyle changes which can be suggested for people with, as she said, people with chronic diseases, like especially the ones with autoimmune conditions and the ones with having a lot of diseases because of excessive inflammation, asthmatic, rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis, those kind of conditions which just flares up because when your inflammation has gone up in your body. So those kind of people, these 16-18 hours of fasting will put the inflammatory system under rest. Okay, the inflammation, that
I
system
vouch
is
by that. This is absolutely true.
Yeah. So this is what actually we normally, but I always feel that people with chronic conditions definitely has to take guidance and also should be under supervision of a expert or a practitioner actually. So that is something which everybody has to be taken care of. Just like that, going and do something doesn't help in many cases. If you don't have any health condition, definitely, you can always try out multiple these things actually. So it's a part of a lifestyle thing which an average person without any diseases can practice. I suggest not even 2 days, I suggest even 5 days a week. If you can do it, you will see a dramatic change in the way you look actually. Like I'll give you my own example. I mean, a lot of client examples are there. I started getting a little loose in my stomach and things like that. I was very fitness conscious. I wanted to look very fit and things like that. And due to multiple stress and different things, I started like looking a little, stomach and all started saggy and things like that. I didn't do much exercise. I was just doing the regular movement and things like that. Over the last 4 months of intermittent fasting, my stomach has really gone toned actually. I didn't do any specific exercise for the stomach. It was just that during that phase, the body was rebuilding all the muscles, rebuilding all the things inside you. Then fat was also going away actually. So these are some of the things which you can experience when you do it. As ma'am said, 1 or 2 days or 3 days itself is a great thing, but if you can extend that would be really good. And one more thing is 18 hours, 24 hours and all, if somebody can do once a week, wonderful, because it gives that autophagic effect, takes out all the toxins and dead cells. As she said, the old mitochondria, macrophages, everything will be taken out and fresh things will be introduced. That would be wonderful actually.
A lot of
So I
people
have a client who does intermittent fasting, but she starts feeling hungry after the 8-hour window. So what I have done to her is, Regina, I gave her a dal, that green moong dal with 2 teaspoons of flaxseed in it. Now she doesn't even think of it. You know why? Because it's high fiber and it is already so many omegas also. Anyway, the good health benefits. But to increase the fiber content, which can keep you satisfied for a long time, it's a good idea to end your 8-hour window with a big pack of fiber. So it really
Can I
helps,
add?
you know, then it will be good.
Can I add one point? My fasting breaking regimen is the same. I have a bowl of what do you call it? Green moong dal. Okay, green moong soup. Along with that, I mean, I add a little more number of almonds, 22 almonds, 2 tablespoons of flax and chia. This is what my fasting breaking this thing. As she said,
Yeah,
it's
it's
fiber,
excellent.
it's omega-3, it's protein and good protein, and lot of other nutrients coming along with it. It's huge. And also, as she said, micronutrient, fiber rich, protein rich meal will keep you fuller for longer. You don't feel hungry very often, actually.
That's really
A lot
true.
of
These are
That's
people
the
actually.
feel that a lot of people feel that it's much easier to do 12 hours, and that's consistent. However, the lifestyle we all have, 14, 16 in lockdown, a lot of people can do. But as we go back to our regular life, 14, 16 on a consistently long basis sometimes gets difficult. Does 12-hour work equally well? If consistently done over a span, because it's much easier. You know, you finish eating at 7 in the evening till 7 in the morning, most of the people can do. Or let's say 8 in the evening to 8 in the morning. How does that work in your opinions? Both of you, this is for both of you.
Yeah, you can talk. I'm answering these people privately. So
okay.
you can answer.
So basically, you know, like any amount of fasting, if it is 12 hours, because, you know, like I will talk about Walter Longo again. I will tell you those names actually. Walter Longo, David Sinclair. These are the 2 eminent scientists in the anti-aging field. Both of them highly recommend intermittent fasting. So one of those experiments, they started the intermittent fasting in human trials. You know, like they did trials on humans after doing it in monkey and those kind of animals actually. So then they understood that even 12 hours is reducing the incidence of diabetic in diabetic prone people by 30%. So 12 hours itself is giving benefit, but 14 is better, 16 is better, 18 is much better. You know, like what happens is most of these metabolic disorders like diabetes, cholesterol, and other conditions happens because of our eating habit. We eat by 10, 11, you know, and then large quantities of carbohydrate, as she said, and then fat, and that too bad fat. You know, good fat is always good. And then at the end of it, the dessert itself is 400 calorie in most of the cases. That's how we get these diseases. So this is a way to get out of that habit also. You know, so I think if somebody can do from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., nothing wrong in it. But the benefit increases as you increase the timing of the fast. And one more
What
question
about
I have
workout?
to add.
What about fitness, working out during intermittent fasting?
What is the you know, like what you know, you can work out, or I didn't get the question. You
No, so the question is, when and how much should you go to do a workout, physical workout, like a gym?
Work.
This
Yeah.
this working out doesn't have you know, like it's not like you know, working out and intermittent fasting are like having some relationship. So working out should be a part of your life. An average adult should have 60 minutes of physical activity, at least 150 minutes of cardio every week for us to have.
I think there's a system error there.
I think this is some technical difficulties. Geeta, would you like to add
And this,
while
like, but
Regina?
you know, I also do.
She's back.
No.
Let her finish it. It won't be right.
Geeta, you want to answer Anu's question in the meantime? She says, I drink
Yeah.
a glass.
So
Yes.
one of
So
the
no, I was about to address the same. See,
Yeah.
if you break your fast with high fiber,
Claire
Anu,
has
then
come
your
up with a
8
study
hours window,
which
you'll
says
not be able
that
to eat much.
you know, like it also 18 hours of fasting also gives the benefit of having a regular exercise. Yeah.
Okay.
Regina, we can't see you.
Yeah.
She's still. So what Anuradha is asking about that she can start her 8 hours, she can break her fast with chia seeds and all this. No need. When you are finishing it, do it that time so that it takes care of you when you are hungry. This is the 8-hour window you are allowed to eat. So why do you want to first eat the fiber? Don't do that. Eat it in the last part before just finishing the 8-hour window. So you are not, so you have the satiety feeling throughout your 16 hours. Please do that.
Okay,
So I'd
it's even
like to
better
speak
to
to-
end on a high fiber rather than begin on a high fiber.
Yeah. And Jyoti, I
And-
think we can open it up to questions now. We have only 5 minutes left.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Yeah. So I think a lot of takeaway here is for vegetarians, definitely a lot of seeds to be eaten, a lot of nuts and seeds for sure every day. For non-vegetarians, fish along with these seeds and nuts you can complement. That really works. The most important thing is intermittent works because it's not eating for X number of hours, it's rejuvenating your system along with your weight loss. However, you still have to watch the calories that you eat in your eating hours. You double it up for the missed hours, it's not going to work. And eventually all this will work if done under a medical supervision or guidance, because they probably know what works for your system because of your underlying conditions.
That's true.
So please seek advice, medically supervised, and then go ahead and do this.
That's absolutely true.
Okay.
If you do it under
And
medical supervision, it's the best.
yes, correct. It will have results. Geeta has always advocated that she would advise only plain water, Geeta, correct? In the
Yes.
hours
Yes,
that you're
you know.
not supposed to
Yes.
eat.
Yes.
You
And
don't
anyway,
recommend
you all are allowed to have anything which is less than 40-50 calories.
50 calories. But again, coconut water has sugar, so definitely not, right?
See, I always love coconut water. It is my favorite. I will not say no because it has got so many plus points. I
But-
told you that I would sell one coconut water for $100.
I think a lot of us enjoy that. However, but having coconut water in those times when you're not supposed to be eating, doesn't that go like it has sugar, correct?
No, it has got very, very less. It is all minor. One glass has only 25 calories.
So it's okay to do coconut water.
It's okay. Yes, it's okay. I might do.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Because I really advocate it.
Yeah, so a lot of people who've asked for green tea and black tea, or
That
just
is going to increase the acidity. That is going to increase the acidity in your stomach, which might it won't suit you really. And they don't do any such big thing. I mean, the antioxidant content in them. Okay, you can have 2 or 3 tablespoons of vegetable more. It's better. Antioxidants वहाँ से आ रहे हैं ना. यहाँ से हम क्यों ले रहे हैं? No need.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if for a great weight loss, I would suggest water only.
Okay. Poonam, have you got Dr. Regina back? Or
Yes, I think she's back.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
right.
Hi, Regina. Can you see us?
Yes.
We can't see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Okay. So we were just reiterating, Dr. Regina, what you and Dr. Geeta have said. It's again very much in sync with each other. Both of you have advocated the fact that this is advisable and it works under medical supervision, and obviously watching calories. And you both have had common things to eat, which is nuts and seeds and omegas.
Steamed potatoes.
Yes.
Sweet potato.
Enjoy the potatoes and the nuts and the seeds. I think a lot of us really underplay on the nuts and seeds. We really don't give them so much importance as it requires. And every nutritionist that you speak to is always advocating 2 spoons of seeds every day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
in
like
fact,
my-
I even like what they said was that 60% complex carbs, 30% fats, and 10% proteins.
And the 30% good fats, the good
Yeah.
fats.
Yeah.
That is very important.
Great.
No, I
And-
think this was a very interesting session. Jyoti, what did you think of this?
There's a lot of takeaway for me for sure. I mean, I have been trying to add seeds ever since we did that first Moringa session.
You have become a good girl, I know.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really trying. But I think it's a matter of developing that habit. It's not something you can do 1 day or 2 days. And the recipe that you were sharing on that palak soup, for other people who've not been on another one of the groups that we have, this is the palak soup which Geeta just spoke about with 3 different seeds. Believe you me, it is so delicious. It is so satisfying. I have a big bowl of it at dinner and I'm really not hungry till morning.
Yes.
It's really satisfying. So, and it takes care of my seeds. So I'm learning.
So, coming to this
Your face
Jyoti's
is
point,
glowing.
Jyoti,
Add this.
glowing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it does.
So coming to Jyoti's point, as she's saying that these seeds, you know, how we were told by our elders कि बादाम आप चबा के ही खाओ, आप तरबूजे के खरबूजे के बीच चबा के ही खाओ. Since we all are lazy, since we cannot do, let the soup do it. So I add all these nuts in my soup, and then we make it into a blender, and they are easily digested by the stomach, and you get all the plus points. So it's a very good idea to add your nuts in your soup.
Brilliant. Dr. Regina, would you have a recipe for us? Geeta shared her soup recipe. We have last 3 minutes.
I think actually ma'am is really.
Please
Yeah,
tell us, Regina.
very
We want to know
good,
more.
Yeah. Ma'am actually is very good with respect to this, the practical approach. I'm very impressed with her practical approach. Basically, this recipe which I do, you know, like few of the things which I do is actually like basically to kind of have a meal within 500 calories. You know, I'm planning only 1,200 calories a day. So one meal is around 500 calories. So that's what I plan. So that is actually 1 cup of, 1 cup, that is 240 ml of cup of cooked moong, okay, moong bean, actually the green bean, and then I add, along with that I add actually like a little olive oil. I season this curry leaves and little this what is it, mustard seeds and things like that. And what happens is, I'm sorry, I don't cook regularly, okay. My cook is very well trained to take care of the food, because my husband is a very foodie, otherwise he keep ordering from outside. So I have last 10 years I have to cook. I reversed his condition by having a proper cook at home. He was like, by 30 he was diagnosed with multiple health conditions, and we reversed it with lifestyle. That's how from a medical practice I changed to this. Okay, so that along with that I add around 22 number of almonds, which is around 160 calorie. 1 cup of moong bean soup, which is around 160 calories. So around 320 calories, because it's more of water. Then I have around 2 tablespoons of flax chia seed, which is 37, so around 70-80 calories actually. So then I will have a bowl of fruit, a bowl of vegetables along with it. Normally I use broccoli, little cauliflower, capsicum. Capsicum is very good because it's a lot of anti-cancer potential. So I put I sort that and then put that into the soup and then have it like that. Then I add this oregano seasonings or sometimes basil seasonings and all actually. So it's just not very spicy or something. It's a bland taste which I like, but you can also add green chili. You can add some chili powder. The idea is actually take the idea, because I'm not a great cook and very good with recipes. Take the idea that half a cup of cooked meat, thick one, plus add the other ingredients, half a cup of full of vegetables, and then add the fruit, the nuts and seeds actually. So it becomes a proper nourishing food which gives all the required nutrients for our body. So this is what I would
important here is that in flaxseed,
so just a small thing, Regina, as she said, just a small thing, that when you do intermittent fasting, the cancer cells also get killed, which is such an important thing. If it runs in the family, cancer, you intermittent fasting rate, because autophagy, the cells eat, they really eat up the cancer cells. Okay, I think the time is finishing on something.
So, we'd like to thank you. I also like to mention that Regina is from Bangalore, and they have a nutrition app called IOH, Invest on Health. So if you're interested, look up IOH, Invest on Health, if that is of interest to you. And we have Geeta, our favorite nutritionist, right here in Jakarta, just a WhatsApp away. So if you need to talk to, and what you also get with Geeta is not only advice, but also regular what to eat recipes, which is amazing.
Excellent.
She introduces us to a lot of good things. So, and I'm really grateful to both our speakers today for sharing their information, their expertise and knowledge, and helping us to understand intermittent fasting better.
Thank you so much. It's really a
thank you,
great
Regina.
pleasure.
It was nice meeting you.
Same. I already went and checked your Facebook. I was very impressed with the events you're conducting already.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you, Regina.
Bye, all of you. You all can post the questions on Facebook. I'll be answering it, no issues.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank
you,
you.
Regina. Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you, everybody. It was a great discussion.